Miss Nerd here. Hazbin Hotel is getting closer and closer to being released, and while we wait, we've been getting little tidbits here and there to hype us up. The first being the updated design of the hotel, Charlie's new outfit, and recently we've gotten how Alistair will look in the show. So far, there have been pretty positive responses to these new changes, which I'm glad to see. And I have been seeing some very ignorant responses that goes to show that consumers of media really don't know anything when it comes to what goes on in the industry, or remotely of how the industry works. In my update videos that you can see in the playlist linked in the pinned comment, I have gone over some pretty dumb comments that I've gotten on my first Hazbin Hotel video discussing the Hazbin Hotel is canceled hysteria. Not only do people not get that a lot goes into animation, but a lot of people don't understand that things can change from the pilot. A common norm in the animation industry. Just in case you don't know, when a show is pitched, only one episode is produced. This is called a pilot. It is the main factor on whether or not a company will want to fund more episodes. If a network picks up the pilot, more episodes are funded, thus the show is greenlit. A pilot episode is a pitch, a concept, and nothing is set in stone before final production begins. Meaning, over the course of a pilot becoming an official TV series, a lot of things can change. Things such as the art style, character concepts or designs, the show's overall story, and of course the voice cast can get swapped out. In regards to Hazbin Hotel, the news of the voice cast changes and tidbits such as new looks for certain characters, I have seen so many people get angry over the differences from the pilot. People, it's a pilot for a reason. It displays the concept of the show and personality of the characters. The pilot is not a set in stone guarantee that it's going to be exactly the same when it comes to an official series. Everything changes after every cartoon pilot gets turned into an official series. This is the industry norm. It's always been like this and how it will be for future cartoon pilots. So stop acting like these changes were made to personally hurt your feelings. Honestly, some of the reaction to minor changes like Charlie not wearing black pants have been really immature. These Twitter tantrums do nothing but highlight you're ignorant about the animation industry and you have undeserving entitlement. I don't care if this sounds rude, but your feelings don't matter when it comes to a creator getting their creation and the characters that they made and the world that they created off the ground. I'm not just saying this as a VivziePop fan, I'm saying this as a fan of creators and as a fellow creative that I'm sick and tired of fan entitlement wielding weaponized hurt feelings. Artists should not have to ask their fans permission before changing a character's last name, the color of their pants, or giving them a new outfit entirely. I will never understand people who claim to love animation, but they can't do the bare minimum of research so they can get a better understanding on things. Things like why the first season of Hazbin Hotel didn't premiere 4 months after the show got announced to be picked up by A24, or why the official series will look different from the pilot. Another thing I want to clear up is the misconception people have about Charlie's new look. Guys, VivziePop was the one that drew this. Back in 2021, A24 did not force her to give Charlie a hotel manager's uniform. In case you need a reminder, Charlie is the one that founded and started the hotel to rehabilitate demons, so she's a manager. She's going to dress like one. After being pointed in the right direction, I did research on A24. They're not a big corporate studio. They're independent, meaning VivziePop has a lot more freedom than she most likely would have had if she went with the companies that she turned down. That means the integrity and the indie spirit of the pilot is still there. So people can stop saying the evil corporation is forcing Vivzie's hand or have the audacity to claim VivziePop no longer understands Hazbin Hotel and they no longer have faith she can handle this project. Yes, I have seen people saying things like that, even in the comment section of my videos, saying a creator doesn't understand their own creation and can't handle working on it. Like someone even commented saying that VivziePop needs to step down and have someone else take over working on Hazbin Hotel in her place. Honestly, these type of overreactions just go to show why getting attached to a pilot is not a good idea. I don't see people who react to cartoon pilots or test footage at conventions saying the same garbage when the official show finally comes out. It's the industry norm that things are going to change from pilot to official series. Avatar: The Last Airbender is a good example. When it came to the pilot, there were some changes in voice casting from pilot to official series, such as Aang's voice actor in the pilot was Mitchell Musso instead of Zach Tyler Eisen, who is Aang's voice actor in the official show. There were also some name changes, like in the pilot, Katara's name was originally Kaya. Also in the pilot, Zuko's Fire Nation armor looks pretty different from what he's wearing in the official show. Another example I can give, does anyone remember Nickelodeon's Cat Scratch? It was a weird revelation to learn this cartoon stemmed from a dark adult comic that's considered pretty offensive by today's social climate. If you don't grasp how weird that is, that's like taking Johnny the a homicidal maniac and making a cartoon that's a watered down version of this very violent and graphic comic book. But then you decide to make the show something completely different but with the same characters and maybe some slight minor name changes, because that's what Cat Scratch turned into. Yeah, when you do research, you learn a lot of weird what could have been scenarios when it comes to cartoons, just like the whole Cat Scratch thing. I'm still thrown for a loop over it. Getting back on topic for Hazbin Hotel, there were a lot of production changes before the crew started working on the pilot, which further goes to show these changes are perfectly normal when it comes to the animation industry. Let's take a look at Vaggie. This is her design from the pilot. This is what we're all familiar with, but did you know that she used to look like this? Yes, this is Vaggie's pre-pilot design, and she used to be paired up in a relationship with Angel Dust before Vivziepop made him strictly gay, and Vaggie was paired up with Charlie. How about Cherry Bomb? This is her design in the pilot, but originally she used to look like this and was originally going to be Angel's daughter in life before she got redesigned, made Australian, and was paired with Angel to be his best friend. Looking at Charlie, she also had redesigns. This is what she looked like in the pilot. This is what she's going to look like in the official cartoon, but before the pilot, she used to look like this. Holy shit, Charlie used to look like a completely different person. To wrap this video up, changes from the pilot to official series are the industry norm. That's how it's always been and how it's always going to be. When it comes to the changes from Hazbin Hotel, it's not calculated attacks on Haz fans to hurt their feelings, like some of the overdramatic outbursts make it out to be. For those of you that love animation, I recommend investing in art books or checking out pilots of your favorite cartoons. If you Google your favorite cartoon or even anime show or movie, attach art book, and you'll most likely find an art book you'll like. Art books aren't always just books of pictures. Some of them are actually really informative, and reading the information will help you understand how much work goes into making a cartoon, not to mention how much changes over the course of pilot to official series has. A little side tangent, but I just want to put this out into the universe. I would love for Vivziepop to have an official art book for Hazbin Hotel and Helluva Boss. I would buy that on release for my growing collection of art books. Just saying. When it came to the updates regarding Hazbin Hotel, like the voice cast getting changed or the reveal of Charlie's hotel manager uniform, this is honestly nothing new when it comes to a pilot being turned into a full-fledged cartoon. In fact, the designs I showed you just prove that nothing is set in stone before the final product comes out. A creator like Vivziepop is fully entitled to make changes that they see fit to their show without having to ask their fans permission. Not to mention, these designs were probably planned all along. It's important to keep in mind, especially if you are not a creative, that we do not know anything that goes on behind the scenes, so it's best to not assume the worst case scenario. The best you can do for yourself is to do research on the animation industry. Watch documentaries to learn what goes on behind the scenes. Just put in the effort to educate yourself to find the answers you're looking for. I hope this video was informative enough and entice people to do their own research and maybe educate others. There's a lot of fascinating background information when you research your favorite cartoon. Like I said before, look into getting yourself some art books. Art books are a great investment for learning tools or visual aids if you're an artist. Some of my personal favorite art books are The Art of Invader Zim, as well as the Devil May Cry art book that features art and information from the anime. I didn't make this video to tell people they're not allowed to have opinions when it comes to the redesigns or the new voice cast. I'm just trying to educate, since we do live in a society where people don't want to take the time to educate themselves, and they tend to let their ignorance get the better of them. Hopefully the people watching this have a better understanding, and when the trailer comes out, they're not going to harass the new voice cast or do any other embarrassing crap. With updates being released, we are getting closer and closer to a trailer dropping and the show finally coming out. I'm excited for this show, and I wish Haz fans that overreacted and jumped ship over these minor changes can be like everyone else and be grateful the show is actually happening. Hazbin Hotel could have suffered all those hypotheticals I pointed out in my previous videos. Like, the show could have been picked up by a much more controlling Christian network where Vivziepop had little to no creative control, or it could have never been picked up at all, like so many pilots that never saw the light of day. I still want Dead Time Stories and Blackford Manor. Those two pilots I really wish would just get picked up. This is really all I have to say. I'm just trying to let you guys know that getting attached to pilots is never a good idea, because they are merely concepts and they're not a good representation of what the final product is going to be. And if you think otherwise, you're going to set yourself up for disappointment. Anyway, thoughts and opinions, leave in the comment section down below. If you like this video, let me know by giving it a like. If you love this video, why not hit the subscribe button and make sure you hit that notification bell. I do plan to make a lot more Hazbin Hotel content in the coming months. If that sounds like something you're going to enjoy, yeah, definitely hit the subscribe and bell notification so you don't miss out when I upload. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!